then, welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show as we look ahead to all 6 matches in week 13 of the QNB Stars League in the company of former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Makin. Hard to believe, actually, isn't it, that after a month-long break, we come back, and we come back with a bang. Great fixtures, some interesting results from week 13, but Alder Hale, Chris Makin, seemed to be playing on a different planet.
Yeah, order that taxi. Get the taxi back round there, drop the trophy off. They're a different level to anyone else in this league. I always thought at the start of the season, I think I went for Al Sadd, Nick went for Al Ryan. I don't think they've pushed them hard enough, really don't. They've got the best squad at the moment. They're bringing players in, under 23 players. They're making a difference when they come in. Masatni's different class since he's been given the armband. For me, they've won the league, and that's with 10 games to go.
It's a big shout. Is he safe saying that, Nick Summerby? Or you've got to remember, they're not too far behind Al Sadd and Al Ryan.
Unless Bunja comes back this weekend, because Al Sadd are crying out for him. It surprises me, Chris, that nobody's gone into the market. They haven't gone into the market and brought a centre forward in. But as soon as he comes back, then we can think, well, hang on a minute, can they make a challenge? But after last week's performance, you have to say it's plain. It looks like it's going to be plain sailing for Dale. They might win it by quite a few points.
OK, well, let's head over to Shaden Wadan now, who will show us and remind us of the QNB standings after 12 weeks and how they line up for week 13.
Thanks, Rodri. So Al Dahel remain at the top of the table with 32 points, 4 points ahead of title contenders Al Sadd and Al Rayyan. Al Saliya in 4th, Mslal closed the gap with Al Saliya to 1 point, and Al Gharrafa climbed from 7th to 6th with a 2-1 victory after Schneider made his debut. In the bottom half is Al Ahli, Al Arabi in 8th, and in the bottom 3 are Al Khretiyat, Al Markhia, and Qatar Sports Club. As for the fixtures, on Thursday the 18th, Al Ahli face Al Khor at 18:35 Doha time at the Hamad bin Khalifa Stadium. On Friday the 19th, the match of the week is Al Arabi versus Al Dahel at 16:25, and later on, Al Markhia meet Qatar Sports Club at 18:35. On Saturday the 20th, the early match is Al Sadd versus Al Saliya at 16:25, and Al Rayyan are up against Al Khretiyat at 18:35, the same time as Mslal and Al Gharrafa.
Thank you, Shaden. First up, it's Al Ahli versus Al Khor. Right then, Chris and Nick, let's start with Al Ahli. Let's jump straight to the wall and let's admire Al Ahli going forward in week 12. They didn't win, Chris, but there were some promising signs here.
Yeah, very good at the start of the second half, but they just didn't take the chances to put themselves 2-0 up against Al Gharrafa, one of their competitors for that 4th spot. I mean, 2 world-class saves by Kasim kept Al Gharrafa in the game, and they should have got that second goal.
And for a team that lost their head coach Caparros, who went back to Spain, and Jorge Perez dos Campos took over, it seems to be seamless. I know it's a defeat, but
they did well. They played well. Now, I think Gharrafa found it. Gharrafa started the game off really well, and all of a sudden, when they took the lead, Al Ahli, they found it difficult, and they did well. But if they'd just taken these couple of chances, but they have problems this week. Obviously, Muntari's out for 4 weeks. Chikawi, they don't know if he's going to be playing as well. So the main one out of all those is Chikawi. What a player he is, by the way. They need him. They need him fit from here to the end of the season.
Yeah. What's so different now about Al Ahli when you compare them with the first, say, 6, even 8 weeks of that first part of the season?
I think there's much difference. If we look at the sides in the past, they had more of a direct play about them going forward. It was fast and incisive, using the pace of Mubeli, Joko. This one, you can mix it up. Chikawi's totally different. We saw him at Al Gharrafa. He likes to run with the ball. It's a different style altogether. Chikawi's going to set off. They have to get bodies around him. OK,
well, let's hear now from Al Ahli head coach Jorge Perez dos Campos, who highlights the problems he has coming this weekend.
Yeah, Muntari, we know that cannot play with us because he's half, I think, for weeks rest now. But Shihawi feel a little problem in the muscle. I don't know if play today is the day important day that about his feeling. But anyway, we're preparing all with or without Shihawi. Shihawi is an important player for us. We know, but we have a lot of another player that we can do good and we all training for this.
I mean, it's amazing what a week in QMB Stars League can do for you. Last week, he was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He looks tired there. He looks like he had, the weight of the world on his shoulders there, having to tell us that Muntari and Chikawi are out.
Yeah, but I think they're going to try and go into the market. We asked the question, if they're going to try and bring players in. I think they're trying to do that. They have another problem as well with Muntari. He may be going back to De Gea, so they haven't got the centre forward. You asked Chris before about how can you compare them to the old team? Well, they haven't got that pace, haven't got that power up front, and if Muntari goes, it's a huge problem. So he's got to be trying to get a centre forward in.
Chris, they're up against Al Khor, and let's just enjoy what Al Khor did at the beginning of this match in week 12 against Al Rayyan, but they couldn't, or Youssef couldn't put the chances away.
It's about Al Ahly not taking their chances. Same scenario for Al Khor. Wonderful chances for them to go in the lead against Al Rayyan, and the new signing Youssef, 2 or 3 times he broke into that box, was in great positions, just couldn't get the first goal or even the second goal. You know what, they deserved it. They deserved a 1-0 or 2-0 lead because they were exceptional against Al Rayyan in that first half.
I mean, this is where we wanted Youssef here now. As a centre forward, it's your instinct straight away, get onto it. You've got to think of yourself. It's the most difficult. As soon as you get that ball there, and he just delays a little bit, and in a minute you're going to see probably the best opportunity. And do you know as well, which I think you're looking at Mads at the moment. He's playing probably one of the best football we've seen. He's fantastic. Look at the delivery there. There you go. Now our problem, what me and Chris always, when a player goes to a club, it's great that they score early, and it seems to kick on from there. Now all of a sudden, I don't care what anyone says, mentally in his mind now, he's got to score a goal. So hopefully he'll get the opportunity. He just puts it away, then he's off and running. But these were great opportunities. They should have been 1-2-0 up in the game, and it could have finished Rayyan off because Rayyan really weren't at it.
Let's hope that it hasn't dented his confidence too much. So Al Ahly without Muntari and Chikawi, Al Khor, we've seen what they can do. I'll stick with you. Nick, start with you. Your prediction for that game?
2-0 to Al Khor.
Oof. Chris?
1-0 Al Khor.
Thank you. Next up, Al Arabi versus Al Duhail. Okay, Al Arabi picked up a draw in week 12. Let's just enjoy the goal, Nick, because from Fathy, this was some goal.
Absolutely fantastic goal. He's pretty much ran the full half of the pitch there, and this is another player what's in form now, and obviously he's now an international as well, Qatari international. A lot of people when you're at the press conference, they haven't got the manager even now. No, I don't that, because Al Arabi aren't in a situation, because they're fans and the history, they think they probably should still be up there. They shouldn't be up. They need to get back to basics and sort things out, and I think he's done that. He's 6 undefeated from going into a club which is all over the place. I think this guy steadied the ship a little bit in his own way by getting them organised. I think he's trying to bring another player in as well.
Okay, let's hear from Al Arabi's head coach, Luka Bonasic.
First, our ambition is stay, in this league, because many problems when I came here and I find in this club, not in the club, in the field, between the players. Some players, doesn't have quality for a level of Al Arabi. But now, last month, our performance go a little bit up. We do something, but finally, we search for one good forward, because this is our problem. Last 30 meter. When we came to last 30 meter for the opponent, we are not danger. We don't have some quality to score.
Well done, Coach Bonasic. He has made a difference, as you said. But if there was ever a leveller right now, it's when you face Al Duhail. Remind us. Let's have a look at these goals flying in. The Al Duhail goals, Chris, from week 12.
A leveller. These are a different level. They're on another level at the moment. This guy, Al Arabi, what is it? 11 games played, 12 games played now, 18 goals. It's outrageous. Masatni's leading by example. We're not even talking about Namte. He doesn't get a mention now. That's how good they are. They're blowing teams away now.
I mean, you mentioned, actually, when we talked about in the review show, you both said, actually, Qatar Sports Club started this. They kept them quiet for 38 minutes. Everything seemed to be organised.
Yeah,
and then, to be pretty much keeping it cool for a whole half, then to lose 6-0.
It made it really difficult. They looked fit and organised, like I said, and they was playing the same way they held. They wasn't getting in behind, but all of a sudden they get the pressure told they get that first goal, and then this is why they're different to Al Sadd or Al Rayyan, the nearest competitors. they just put the foot down and they really go for the kill down. They're not interested in 2 or 3-0. They go for 4, 5, 6s, and the goals scored for the record there is incredible. It's miles above Al Sadd and Al Rayyan.
I tell you what, you can't do that. You can't sit back against them. I tell you what, going to make it difficult because they break you down. They find a way to do it. So Al Arabi, you may as well have a go. You may as well get physical with them. Try and stop in your own way. You know, because you're 6 undefeated. Try and enjoy this. No one gives you a chance at all. Try and compete against
Is this the
them.
best side we've seen in our 6 seasons?
Yes.
We've been here?
Yes.
I thought Laudrup's Laquia were very good. But these are exciting.
Mustafi's Al Rayyan were good.
Well, yeah.
And now you've got
great
these. They're
shout.
the three that sort of
That
stand out. I tell you what,
but this is back to back. I know it was Laquia
Yes,
last season. This
yeah.
is basically back to back.
Stats have provided us with these figures, and I think it's great to have a look at them because it just shows how relentless they are. Okay, from this game, 6 goals, 28 shots. Bearing in mind, Qatar Sports Club had 3, all off target. These have got 12 on target out of 28. The accuracy, 43% of the total passes of 667, which was almost twice the amount of passes that Qatar Sports Club strung together. Your passing success rate is 90.6%. It's not just passing. It's direct, it's correct.
Correct.
This is top class.
That's the difference.
Yeah,
That's
of
very good, that, because other teams go side to side. These don't. They've got a style of play there. Balmadi's got to take the admiration for that guy, because he's got this style of play, what he's brought into the football club. It's another level now.
Do you know what you do? You look at that as well, and obviously with the running as well with it. And I go back to when Fossati won the league with Ryan. I think there was 5 players there running 13 miles per game. I mean, that's Premier. That's whatever it was Premier League standard. And I think it'll be no coincidence that you look at the teams below and they're not matching anywhere near De Gea, because De Gea have got it all. They're like a steam train. They're just riding through people.
Right, Al Arabi, Al Duhail. Chris, you can go first this time.
Arabi still without a centre forward. De Gea 3-0.
Okay.
4-0.
4-0. Right, okay. Next up, Al Markhia versus Qatar Sports Club. Al Markhia, Nick has been saying it for a while. You're not happy. You think they've got the players. They got a draw against Al Sadd. Maybe they should look at that as a creditable draw.
That's a start for them. But you have to win this game of football. You've got to, because you've been given the manager's been given the tools. He's been given some key players. You look at Al Arabi there; they're struggling for centre forward. Markhia have got 2 centre forwards there, plus other qualities as well around them. This is the time when they have to step up. You have to get the 3 points and start lifting themselves off that relegation zone. If they get relegated this season, that's a crime for me.
Okay, well, let's hear from their assistant coach, Yassine Meshawi.
No, we feel we can do better, and we know we're underperforming, and mostly in the terms of results, because we have some good games. Even the last game show everybody who watched it that we are not a bad team. We missed some details, I think, a little luck, and we need to score more goals, and the situation will be very different if we manage to do this.
I like it. He's honest there, Chris. He knows they can do better.
Yeah.
Too much talk at the moment.
But what's changed? Do we say that every week?
We do. They're up against Qatar Sports Club.
But sorry, that was a great point against Al Sadd. Now that could be the stepping stone. Like Nick says, you've got to win this game. A draw's no good for either side. This is a must-win. 6 points again. This is a very exciting game.
Yeah, Qatar Sports Club, of course, coming off that 6-0 drubbing to Al Duhail. Let's hear from their head coach, Abdullah Mubarak.
We think about prepare his mental and for sit with player, with captain, talk with this team, not finishing league only this game. We lose 3 points. Don't care about the scorer. We think about the future of each game, same final for same cup.
Okay, so for him, forget about what's happened. It's one game. It's the next one is the final. For them, it's a final. Is that the right attitude?
Of course it is, yeah. And he's a positive guy there. But they brought 3 new players in, an Iranian, a Brazilian, maybe a Syrian as well. So he's
midfielders, centre forward.
Yeah, well, there's 2 that just play behind the front 2, and obviously the Brazilian centre forward. So that's going to lift them up a little bit. It's a massive game. I don't think Habibu's not there no more, no. Because he put a text in, he put a tweet. What's Chris
from Leeds? I'm not sure.
But no, is he tweeting about Leeds and he got so much stick back? Please don't come back.
I know. Sent it to me. Where is he? Is he at Leeds? Is he at Qatar Sports Club? I don't know. Okay, Marchia against Qatar Sports Club. You tell me. What do you think, Nick?
An interesting game, this, actually. I'll go for a 2-2.
Okay.
2-2.
2-2 as well. Incredible. Okay, next up, it's Al Sadd versus Al Salia. So Al Sadd just managing that draw in week 12 against Al Marchia. Let's just remind ourselves of some of the chances. To be fair, you know, Al Sadd had a few, but Al Marchia had their fair share too.
Yeah.
Was it poor from Al Sadd?
They just struggle without Benezia. It's a very simple analogy. Without Benezia in the team, they really struggle. They're not the same side at all. Putting back in the side, they look as though they can challenge Alder Hill in the league. Al Marchia was superb on the night, but they've been playing well recently. Al Sadd probably played below par, but could have won the game. It was a very, very even game.
I mean, these were just opportunities. It'll be frustrating. You know, even though Josualdo Ferreira went into this game citing that he was worried that he didn't have the full squad. You know, you look at the 11 in the starting lineup. You know, it's a very, very good team.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you, Nick, if you could have one player back in your Al Sadd team, forget Bunja now, right? We know about the injury. If there was one player that Al Sadd could have back, who would you choose right now?
Al Sadd, he's played at Al Sadd before.
Yes. He's coming back.
You're not going to say
Forward.
Raul, are you?
No,
The
no.
Brazilian centre forward.
Young. He's just been someone else playing. I knew I'd get him.
Abdul Karim.
Yes,
Bring him
Abdul
back,
Karim.
yeah.
He's back.
Is he
Starts
back?
training with him this week.
Good.
Oh my! I tell you what.
But what about the
a
centre?
signing? Well, wait, so Ferreira will be like that because you know, he's had Fahad there, he's had Yassir there. And, you know, no disrespect to those two players, but no one matches up to Abdul Karim. He gives you that outlet down the left-hand side. Now all they need is a centre forward.
Yeah. I know. That's hot news, by the way.
Wow.
Shaden Wadan, our detective,
Brilliant, that.
she was on it. She said to me, I've just got this news in.
Good. You know, you only realise how much of a player he is when he's not there.
Yeah.
You know, to get him back on that left-hand side. And I tell you what, you watch the difference in Hamroon as well, because they work well. You know, they won the Amir Cup as well. That left-hand side will be back, but still what Chris said to centre forward. Why they've not gone into the market and got a centre forward? You know, that's if he doesn't play, it's a problem because they could get beaten this game against a tough side.
Well, they're
Al
up
Salia.
against Al Salia, and Al Salia must surely be looking back at that game that Al Sadd drew with Marchia, thinking they're in with a shout. This is Sami Trabelsi.
Not from this result or from this game. We want to see for that Sadd is not in good health now. He's not in good position. They lose a lot of players. Sadd still a big team, I think, and still dangerous. They have, I repeat again, they have one of best player in this 10 years. And his player in the field, he can do a lot of good thing, and he can help, and he can change the face for every team.
Well done, Sam. He's not being silly, is he? He knows.
He's playing it right down there, Sam.
Yeah, but
keep trying
it's true. Al Sadd could turn in a magnificent performance.
They could do, but surely, when do we get the time when someone starts giving it a little bit? Like, let me just tell you now. Do you know what shows you the difference is when is Belmardi? Right, Belmardi does not interested in anyone. Yeah, big game. We'll win this game at the weekend. No problem. That is it. That's why they are where they are. The rest of them are going. Oh, we don't know about that. Let's just keep it a little bit
I'd
tight.
say that with his players, though.
Ryan, for example, you'd say, well, you'd be shouting, here we go, come on, let's go. In this game, go and try and beat Al Sadd. If Bunja's not on that starting lineup, you've got a chance.
All right, I'll go back to Chris to start with the predictions, I think. Yes. Al Sadd, Al Salia.
Abdul Karim back in the side, 2-1 Al Sadd.
Right. Nick.
2-1 Salia.
Next up, Al Rayyan versus Al Kharatiat. Well, after an indifferent first half in week 12, Al Rayyan got going and things certainly did improve. 3-0 in the end over Al Khor.
Yeah.
They can be satisfied with that second half performance, Chris.
I think they'll be satisfied by the result. You know, back after a month off, get this game out of the way. They're given a real tough time by Alco, especially in the first half. So they got the 3 goals in the second half. Good result. Move on to the next game. This is going to be as equally as difficult. How can I tell? The same as Alco for me. I think they'll test Al Rayyan, but Al Rayyan should have too much.
Worries for you there? Nick, I do always ask you that sort of question because you did fancy them right from the start. You've always gone on about how strong their squad is, but maybe it's just they're just not at optimum performance if you were to compare them to, say, Al Duhail, who are.
No, not at all. But I mean, in this game, it could have gone the opposite way, as we saw the chances before with Alco. But I think they got confidence out of it at the end because it was a good scoreline. There's your key players. Good to see Tabata as well. Another wonderful goal. Are they back to the best? Well, it doesn't really matter at the moment, as long as they pick those 3 points up, you know. But they're getting to a very busy time, you know, where when it's going to define what their season's all about. I think when it gets to February, March, everything comes then. You've got your Champions League, could be out of that knockout stages.
Might be the end of January.
Beginning of Feb.
It comes, so your season will find out what you're all about. So right, talking, saying game by game. So they've got to start building up and going into it in confidence.
Okay, let's hear from Al Rayyan head coach Michael Laudrup.
Of course, we have some injuries. I don't know exactly now. Today it's Wednesday. Exactly, everybody will be fit for Saturday, but it's looking good. You know, you always have something. So we always have 2 or 3 players a little in doubt, but let's see on Saturday.
We will indeed. Nick, what will we see? Al Rayyan versus Al Khartiat.
Well, for starters, you've got to get a better turnout from Kratiyat. They were off in the last game. They really were, and hopefully they make it a little bit more difficult, but I think Ryan are going to be too strong for this anyway. I still think Kratiyat will score, so I'll go for a 2-1.
Okay, Chris?
3-0. Al Rayyan.
Okay, thank you. Next up, Salal versus Al Gharafa. All right, Salal, they've invested in the transfer market. Daraji, who wants to talk about this player, this Tunisian international who has just lit up Salal, Chris?
Superb signing. You make a signing, Tunisian international, who wants someone to go into that team, make a difference, have an impact, and he did it. It was 3 shots on target, 2 goals. Looks as though he's going to play in that number 10 role in the attacking midfielder.
You sort of described him, Nick, to a sort of Yaya Toure, like quite deceptive. You know, he's very tall, about 6'4" or so, but he covers the ground, and he's got other skills.
He's very. I mean, this is him. All of everything what he did in the game, basically. Lovely passing, but he's better when the ball's around him. You know, he can knock the ball into him. Very much like a Xavi type of player. He's comfortable under that sort of situation. I mean, look at this for a lovely pass as well. This is his first game. The manager says we're not seeing the most of him yet. He's going to be a lot better. But the main thing is for me, there was no Sagbo. Mahir came in. I thought Mahir was fantastic on the day, and Mawas as well. They worked well, the 3 of them. So all of a sudden now he's got the option. Sagbo. I mean, look at this for wonderful football. And do you know what was different with them? Because you asked the question at the start of the game about Salal, and you can pretty much say how they play. With these players in it now, with Draghi, it changed what they were all about. They were getting forward quickly, a little bit more purpose, and it just brought a different...
Did that come from him? Because he's a different type of player. What he gives you there, Nick, you know, as normally as a midfielder, they don't like to give possession away. Now he's flicking it, it there, he's pinging him over there. There's more chance if you give him the ball away. It's something different. You don't get that many players playing in any league anymore, do you?
No.
Someone who's not afraid to give the ball away. A little trick here or a little cute pass there.
Okay, stats have given us these figures. Here he is. Look, 40 passes, 31 of them successful. No wastage there. Assist to shot, 1. Okay, no crosses because he's in the danger area. He's had 3 shots on target and 2 goals. I mean, thank you very much. I'm here.
No, I mean, his first touch, he hit the post. And after that, it was we just kept watching him saying, who is this player? You know, he comes with a big reputation, and it is a really, really good signing. Chris said a fantastic point as well. Anash is perfect for him because you've got the stability in there. Anash will sit in there, and it entitles him to go and play his game a little bit. And good business.
Now, this is a good battle, good face-up, isn't it, between him and Schneider.
Yeah.
Now, who's going to have the biggest impact on the game? Maybe that's whoever has the biggest impact, that team goes on and wins the game.
Well, if Salal win this game, that'll put Gharafa out of the way, I think, for that top 4. It's that crucial. They've got to win this just to get them out, get them off the coattails.
Okay, looking at Al Gharafa, arguably this is the game of the weekend. I've got to say, I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah.
Some of the highlights, Nick, that you picked out of the game against Al Ahly for Al Gharafa. Yes, it was Schneider's debut, and a good one too. I mean, this is wonderful. He just steps over. He knows his awareness of the situation, and it leads to a great situation for Al Gharafa.
This is more about Aladdin. You know, we've been critical of him because this is the positions where we are. He started to move off. He's now in the box there. Just watch his movement, waiting for the ball to come in. That's where you're going to score your goals. He knows the awareness around him. He knows he's got enough space. Can he deliver?
How many players in there, Nick? Well, we haven't seen before in the first part of the season there. 4 yellow jerseys in there.
Absolutely throwing plays for. The only thing with Gharafa, I mean, this is Schneider. This is what we're going to see plenty of. His vision. I think he's got to get a little bit fitter, which is not a problem at all. They'll do that shortly, and you'll get that through games. We're looking out for a lovely pass there. Keep your eye on Aladdin again. That's where we want him. That's his bread and butter. That's what he gets paid for. A lovely little run here now into the space. Can he just nick in front of the defender? You know, they're up against it now. They didn't look like they were going to score. There's your first touch there, and he manages then just to squeeze it through past the goalkeeper, and it was really good. But are we going a little bit too far with Gharafa? That's going to be my little bit of a question. Let's not forget.
What, get carried away, you mean?
Let's not get carried away. You know, there's a lot of people talking, fourth, maybe third, whatever. This is their
people. Who's saying that?
There's a few, but you know what? This is their test, and this suits Salal because Gharafa are going to come out thinking, "Hang on, we're big time. We can beat anyone now." And don't forget, they'll catch you on the counter attack.
Interesting indeed. All right then, Salal Gharafa. Who wants to go first this time? I'll tell you what, Chris, I'll give you the chance to go first.
Can't make my mind up. 2-2.
Oh, you've gone for another draw, another 2-2. Okay.
High scoring draw, then.
Yeah. Nick?
3-1 Salal. The boys are back in town.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Let's head over once again to Shaden Wadan, who will show us the league standings after 12 weeks and how they line out for week 13.
Thanks, Rodri. So Al Dahel remain at the top of the table with 32 points, 4 points ahead of title contenders Al Sadd and Al Rayyan. Al Saliya in fourth, Slal closed the gap with Al Saliya to 1 point, and Al Gharafa climbed from 7th to 6th with a 2-1 victory after Schneider made his debut. In the bottom half is Al Ahly, Al Arabi in 8th, and in the bottom 3 are Al Khretiyat, Al Markhia, and Qatar Sports Club. As for the fixtures, on Thursday the 18th, Al Ahly face Al Khor at 18:35 Doha time at the Hamad bin Khalifa Stadium. On Friday the 19th, the match of the week is Al Arabi versus Al Dahel at 16:25, and later on, Al Markhia meet Qatar Sports Club at 18:35. On Saturday the 20th, the early match is Al Sadd versus Al Saliya at 16:25, and Al Rayyan are up against Al Khretiyat at 18:35, the same time as Salal and Al Gharafa.
Thank you very much indeed, Shannon. We're all set then for the QNB Stars League Week 13, but on Sunday, the 21st of January, this starts.
January 2018. 12 teams. From Spain, the champions, Real Madrid. From France, Paris Saint-Germain. From Italy, it's AC Milan. Tottenham Hotspur from England. From Qatar, Aspire Academy. Wydad Athletic Club, Morocco. From China, Guangzhou Evergrande. From Portugal, Benfica. From Turkey, Fenerbahce. From Tunisia, Esperance. Kashiwa Reysol of Japan. From Qatar, Aspire Football Dreams. One spirit. The Al-Kas International Cup from the 21st to the 31st of January 2018. Watch today the Stars of Tomorrow, exclusively on Al-Kas.
In its 7th edition. Chris Makin, how are you feeling ahead of this wonderful tournament?
Can't wait. Can't wait. It's our 6th competition. 6 years we've been covering this. We're going about the teams. I don't care about the team. I'm looking for the next star to come out of those groups of players. Really, really looking forward to it. So excited. It's the biggest stage, the best stage. The cameras are there, we're there. You've got to impress us.
It's funny, at the start of each season, we all start talking about it, don't we, Nick? We always say, when's the tournament this year? Is it middle of January, end of January, beginning of February? It gets us going.
Because it's the best. You know, I think there's something like 18 to 20 players what are now playing on the world stage. You know, these boys are 17 years old, big boys as well, let me tell you. And you have a chance to see them before anybody else. There's no better competition. And the pitches are a little bit shabby, aren't they? Pitches are absolute
Like bowling
greens every
greens.
day. There's everything right for them.
We're all fired up. All right, Nick Summerby, Chris Megan, thank you very much to you. So we've got that coming. The Alcas International Cup starts on the 21st of January, that Sunday. Before that, of course, as you know, the QNB Stars League Week 13. From Nick, Chris and myself, bye for now.